Do we have to give time for the song?
Nah, there's no
Nah, remember
song.
we
We are the
yeah, there's no
song.
song yet.
Dun, dun,
Say
Matter
no
of fact,
more.
we need to ask them about that because
Yeah,
they
dun,
yeah.
dun. Hey,
we should
we're
follow.
live.
We should follow up. Anyways, we're live. As you can see, we are getting our lives together right now as we speak. But we are back for episode 105. I'm Parth. I'm here with Pierre and Quell. Like I said, the pod is back. We're going to talk some training camp battles and potential camp standouts and just talk for a while, man. It's been a while. I mean, we haven't been here for a minute, so let's get to it.
It's been a
How you
minute,
guys?
man. How long has it been? It's been at
Like
least
two, three
three
weeks.
weeks,
It's
right?
been
Yeah.
way too long.
I
Way
think
Yeah.
it's the
too
longest break
long.
we've taken on the
It
podcast,
is.
like ever.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like this is. I've been trying to get y'all what the people need, but it's just been so much going on. To be honest with you guys, to be very honest with everyone in front of us, there's been a lot going on in all of our personal lives. I mean, I've been dealing with a lot, and I mean, we can touch on that at another time. Just know I've been dealing with a lot, and my guy over here, he's gotten engaged, man. My guy has gotten engaged. He's finally 1/3 of the way into the club. He's working
There,
through the second third of the part, going through all the wedding preparations and realizing that once you get on that one knee, that's not the only thing that comes with it. Now you got to show up at places where it's like, I got what on my schedule now? We got to do who? Cake, wine,
dude.
and cake, and
She's already like, oh, we
what?
have to test. We have to test all the venues. We have to go everywhere and like look at them and be there and do them. It's like you don't want to just do it on your own. Like you need me there. Is my opinion
To
really
be
that useful?
like to be honest with you, Pierre, it sounds crazy when he say it, but it's like it's really real. Because to be honest with you, I mean, my wife valued my opinion a whole lot during our wedding prep. But even if I said no to something, there were certain things. It was just gonna be like, look, I let you have this, this, and that, but this right here, I need this right there.
That
That gotta
immediately gets
happen.
brought up. It's
That
like
has to happen.
remember that time that one thing happened where I did that for you? Like that's why this is gonna happen right now. That should just understand that right now. And I'm learning, man.
My dog was like, "Do I really need to be there?"
Oh man, that was crazy, bro. But it's only beginning. It's only beginning. But Pierre wasn't able to make it. Unfortunately, he'll be at the wedding because that'll be down south. But Quell was able to make it. We had a hell of a time, man.
A grand old time, brother. When I tell you, from the moment the day started, being able to just experience just the culture and everything that goes into the Indian culture, and it was very fun. The food, the
Yeah.
the I guess for lack of a better term, just overall experience, man. Seeing everything that went into it on a truly humble basis, it was very cool to watch. And then we had the time to go home, get settled in, and then it was party time. And the
Yes,
first thing
sir.
I seen when we walked into the party is one of the drinks of the night. And I mean, I tried to continue to talk Shavit into it, like, you know what we're here for. Where we at? We Philly Blitzers. But sorry, Parthy, to tell you now. I mean, at least she switched the rum out. She switched the rum out for
Or the vodka out for rum or
yeah, the
something.
rocker. She switched the vodka out for rum, but she was a Colonel Peach,
I,
brother.
I
She
I'm
she
I'm
loved it.
convinced. I'm convinced they made the mix wrong because there are some people. Dude, there were some people who were just swearing by it. They're like, that was the best drink. So for people who don't know, there were obviously most people don't know. So there was the Philly Blitz was one drink that was like my drink, and then my fiance's drink was Peachy Cream because she's from Georgia and her name's Creenel. So we had both of those. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the Peachy Cream was better. I was compounding them, but the Philly Blitz apparently had a cult like following. So very similar to the podcast. We got our real fans, all right, and they're
Hey,
real.
I wasn't there, but I saw my dog on IG on the story cutting up.
On the story cutting up.
I
We
was
was
so
in the
sweaty, bro. The
middle of
shirt
the
was off. I was
circle,
in the undershirt the whole night, boy.
brother. Brother, I got there. My man was dressed in the whole full suit gear. I seen him 2 hours later. It's hilarious because I walked back. I was over there. I was making sure Shavin and Shamar was okay, And then I walked back into the room and I seen, shout out to Producer T. Producer T, like, hey, let's get a drink. Hey, get him a Philly Blitz, man. Get him a Philly Blitz, man. So I'm like, I mean, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Of course.
And here I am with my drink. And I'm having a chance to chat with Parf's uncle and just having a grand old time, man. Because Parf been trying to get me to talk to his uncle the entire time, but it was just a lot trying to get us linked up. And having a chance to talk with him and speak with him and all that nature. And then somehow, some way, we ended up walking to the center of the party, and they're like, hey, wait, you're Quill. Get in there, get in the center. And it's just me and Parf sitting there talking about, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? And
I was so sweaty, bro. I like, and my fiance was like, "Yeah, once Dreams and Nightmares came on, like, I knew I had to get away from you because, you know, I was flexing. I'm like throwing my arms everywhere. Apparently, I almost hit her in the face once. All the little kids were pulled away from me immediately because like my arms were just everywhere, man.
It was time to go when my man knocked my drink into my face. He has no idea that he did it. I didn't say anything to him.
You know what I mean?
This is him finding out live in prime time. But I had my drink in the air, like, yeah, Parf, yeah. He flexing and throwing his arms, and he hit my arm. And the drink fell in my face. And I mean, it wasn't that much, but I'm like, once that happened, I'm like, okay, my man lit. Let's time to turn it up then.
I was lit, man. Like, as soon as the collared shirt came off and it was undershirt with the suit pants, it was over, bro. It was over. And then he played No Flockin' and Dreams and Nightmares back to back, bro. And like, if anybody knows me, those are like my two favorite songs of all time, bro. And so like, I couldn't control myself, you know. Like I had no idea what was happening. I was feeling the music. I was in the moment, you know. It'd be like that sometimes, but. Listen, I'm glad you had a good time, bro. And you had some of the Taco Bell at the after party. You spoke.
That's what the whole bringing it. That was my whole point of bringing the story up. That's how damn good a time I had, brother. Like, so knowing a person like me who needs to be more proactive about everything in his life, but he's a dad right now. He has so much other stuff outside of being a dad going on that sometimes it's like the hell with that stuff, but. I didn't check my email. They've done a really good job of sending out emails and all this stuff.
Mom. That wasn't me.
Shout out to
my mom.
Mama Shukla. They did a really good job of sending out emails and making sure everybody was on point of where the hotel was at. They even had they knew they were going to have so many people in town that they were able to get something off on the hotel. But knowing a person like me who doesn't check his email, I didn't reach the deadline to get the percentage off on it. And I tell my wife, I'm like, oh, damn, look, they had percentage off on the hotel. She like, what? We could have got money off. We could have been staying the same. But eventually, after all the conversation and everything, we like, look, this is, I tell people all the time, like I say it all over the room to anybody that will listen. This is the brother my mother never had. So whatever the money we need to spend, we'd spend it. So we spent what we needed to spend to be in the hotel that everybody was at. This was long before I knew he was having an after party. And of course, anything for you, my brother. And once he said, like, yeah, we're gonna have an after party and then I'm gonna get some Taco Bell. And it's like, all right, cool. So we get back to the hotel and man, brother, I had such a damn good time at that next thing I know, I woke up and it was 5:30 and I'm like, damn, Parf texted me. He was here. I'd have missed the whole after party. What the hell? Like it was.
Wait, you missed the after party,
brother? They was downstairs having a ball, and
we were down there till like 3 a.m., bro.
I woke up, and by the time I got downstairs, all I seen was the
breakfast for the next morning.
Not even just that. I'm trying to remember the name of the. Wasn't Benihana. It's another
Panda Express.
No, it was some wealthy food place that was in there. But
it was Ruth Chris.
Ruth Chris. That's why I said it wasn't Benihana. It was Ruth Chris. All I seen was the Ruth Chris pack. I'm like, damn, y'all wealthy people out here pretty early, and people walking around outside. No cars, just people walking around. That's probably the lightest you'll ever see the city at that point in time in the day. But just people walking around outside, probably getting ready, waiting for the bank to open and things of that nature. But it was like, yeah, I missed it all. But once I tell him what my day looked like, he'll be like, Yo, it's okay, man. I'm glad you came and had a great time.
Dude, and I'm glad you just said experience, because that's what it is. Like these Indian events, Pierre, you'll see when you come. Like Indian people do it right, man. Like it's multiple days, multiple events, and it's like it's a whole thing. Just because, I mean, I guess we like to celebrate. I guess is what it comes down to. But like the Taco Bell after party, you'll make it next time, Quell. But like that is like quintessential, just like Indian lore, bro. It's just like Indians and Taco Bell, dude. Like that's like extremely stereotypical, but it's so true. And the thing is it's because like I mean, most people know I'm vegetarian. Taco Bell is the best because they'll sub anything, any meat they got, they'll just sub it for vegetarians. So that's why Indians have been on Taco Bell for years. And so any after party you have at an Indian event, there will be Taco Bell. And if it's not Taco Bell,
you're listening. There goes your answer. Because when I say that to her, I'll say, "Yeah, my man got a Taco Bell on the way. We need to go downstairs. Let's put Shamar down. Let's make sure he's good.
Right.
We can tag team back and forth." And she like,
just take.
She didn't even think about anything else that I said. She said Taco Bell, but I thought he was. I was like, look, man, they got to figure it out. They got the Taco Bell, though.
Exactly. People don't know, man. The Taco Bell secret's the most customizable menu in fast food. But Pierre, I'm sorry, bro. We didn't even ask you how you're doing.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good, bro.
We miss you.
I'm here.
Stuck in the rainstorm, but I'm okay.
Brother.
Yeah, that was crazy. That picture was
was insane, dog. It was lightning, thundering.
Like, it's been like that up the East Coast. It's been like that in DC too, right, Quell?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been nuts.
Pretty. I mean, we had another one of those. It wasn't as bad as that day where, like it was in Philly, where the trees was blowing down and all over that stuff. We had one of those days. It was actually the same day y'all had it.
Yeah.
But we had another one of those. Damn, I looked outside and it just got extremely dark, and the sky's talking to me how angry it is, and lightning's all over the place. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to drive home from work, and I'm like, please just let me make it home.
It's one of those summers, bro. Like I was walking my dog. Like, well, it was raining all morning, right? So then I'm like, shit. Like, I'll take him out when it stops raining for a second. So I take him out. We're outside because it's beautiful. Like the sun is shining. I'm like, oh, all right. Like there's a rainbow outside. I'm like, all right, it's a nice day outside. So I step outside. I'm walking him, and like out of nowhere, bro, the rain just starts. So I start like. Let me run home real quick. Let me get out this rain because he's got.
Do you remember that SpongeBob episode? He was like, "I'm walking, I'm jogging,
I'm running,
I'm running, I'm sprinting."
That's what happened. And then I slipped. I hit a metal grate on the sidewalk, like where they got the grates. Like the side of my foot hit it, bro. I just wiped out in the rain, and I'm like on the ground. Air's knocked out of me. I like get up, and I'm like. Oh, I'm getting too old for this, and I'm like jogging back, and it's just like raining all over me. It was just terrible day, man. It was just one of those days where I was like, all right, I get it, man. I get it. Thank you. Thanks for the rain. But one of those summers, one of those years. But at least with the summer, it means it's Quell and mine's birth month. That's like the number one thing. Pierre, you're next month, right? Baby. Yeah, you're August, right? Yeah,
14th, baby.
And exactly, but around my birthday, that means football's almost back.
Yeah, I believe like a couple days after your birthday, we get the Hall of Fame game.
That's what I'm saying. It's like right around there. I'm July 29th, so it's like right around at the end of July.
A couple days after your birthday.
We get a little taste of football, and we need it, bro. Like people are arguing on the timeline over the Superman movie, which, by the way, incredible movie, one of the greatest comic book movies. Seen.
Brother, we're talking about people arguing on the timeline. If I see another Love Island tweet,
that was the next thing I was about to say. That was literally I was like,
Jesus
Superman,
Christ.
I have to give a shout out. I'm tired of it, bro.
I'm so tired of it.
I'm about to mute Ciara, right? Is that one of the names, dude? Like,
what's the other one? What's the other one?
Huda, yeah, dude. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, that's they. All I keep saying on my timeline is Huda this, Huda that. Who the hell are you? Like, what is this? Like, that's all I. Like, what is going on?
I'm looking at my timeline, just confused, bro. Confusion. I'm like, what is going on? So we just desperately need sports, man, because of course VJ Edgecombe, like, he has a 28-point game. We're like, finally, he's the truth. Also, was here first. Was seated first.
Were you really first? Were you really first?
Out of us?
Yes.
Maybe not you, but I was out on Ace. I was in on VJ and
Okay, if that's
and
the
Trey.
entire conversation, you were first on being out on Ace.
Oh yeah,
but
100%.
I was always first in on VJ.
Wait,
Hey,
hey, this
my
is our
man was
first
over here
pod.
talking about Dame-alytics and damn shit like that, man. What are we?
Hey, this is our first pod since we found out Ace Bailey's agent is
It's Omar
who did
Cooper.
who did I say? Tony Yayo. He got Tony Yayo
Oh my
representing him.
goodness, brother.
I've seen that video too many times now, bro. It just shows up randomly on my timeline. I'm like, brother, like what? And then you saw he wanted to be a guest coach or something, and then he got kicked out as a guest
Oh, he
coach.
did?
Yeah, bro.
Wait,
He's not
I
allowed
thought
back. He got kicked out. He got kicked out because he was pissing people off, bro. Yeah, I thought you saw that.
Hey, dog. He been talking about this Tony Yayo thing for like 2 weeks now. Dog.
Yeah,
look
they
at-
scrapped
look at the
plans.
video. Oh,
It's just crazy. Like he just hired like an unk just to be his agent. It's crazy. Like he saw that and he's like, yeah. Let me get that as my
Dang
agent.
said, yeah, my son, it didn't work, but you're the one.
You got it.
That shit is funny, man. And his face when Utah drafted him was so funny, bro. Oh my god.
I mean, what do you expect? Like,
You're going to Utah. I don't blame
honest,
him, bro.
to be
I
honest,
don't.
and I mean, I don't want to say it like that because I'm excited we got VJ, and clearly VJ outplayed him in the summer league game, and let's see how their careers turn out and all this cool stuff. But like, I'm sitting there looking at Utah, and all I sitting here said was, "God damn Danny Ainge got us again." He said, like, he did the thing that I'm saying. I'm sitting here and telling everybody who will listen, like, I don't care who he want to be at or where he want to be at. I mean, yeah, team culture and stuff like that, but like, brother,
You get over
he
it.
ain't got no say in this.
I just think he's gonna be. I think he's just overall happier because he's gonna get more shots in
Yep, they done traded Colin Sexton.
Bro, they said their summer league team is their NBA team, dog. It's
Brother,
basically.
I don't know if you like. Y'all know me, Q-tips, all that stuff. Y'all know I'm an avid gambler. I had literally like
Some would
I had
say
went on the
degenerate.
whole.
Avid was so funny. I was
I had literally went on an entire. That's how bad I wanted that Super Bowl, bro. Like I was supposed to put my bet in for the first game, and I didn't make it, and we won. And then the second game came, and I said, "I'm not betting because I didn't bet the first game."
Me too.
The third game came, and then the Super Bowl
I bet on, we lost.
I didn't, but I didn't even bet on. I'm sitting here trying to give y'all Q-tips to a game I wasn't even going to bet on. Like no crazy, like. And
that's real. That's real. That's love.
It was
love.
real. It was real information that I looked into. That's why I was so excited to give people the information. But I damn sure wasn't betting because I know how far we got based off this. But
rings over anything, baby.
Basically, I ain't been doing it. And when I tell you that this was the opportunity, it's like. Anyway, whatever. We ain't got time to talk about me and my degenerate ways. We need to talk some ball. We are 20 minutes into the pod and we have not said the word Eagles or Birds once.
I know.
Oh wait,
I know.
also
I
wait,
wanted to get
before
to the VJ thing because it's just like, why? Please, God, just let us enjoy basketball. But you know what?
He's okay. He's okay.
If we're sacrificing the injury right now in summer league, I'm taking it 10 out of 10 times.
But it's just the fact that there's an injury and he has to be held out, man. It makes like
exactly.
Yeah.
It's just it's the feeling that I have to see when I just keep seeing the tweets about VJ Edgecombe this, VJ Edgecombe that. Like, let me just be excited. Bro.
Maybe I'm just not a real NBA fan, but a person like me, let's just put it like this: if the NFL had a summer league, and I seen. Maybe not initially, but after a player played a first game and had a phenomenal first game, and then the second game and the third game I seen will not play injury. I'd be sitting there like, you showed them enough, pal. Great job.
That's what Atlanta did with Michael Penix last year, right?
You showed me enough, pal. I don't need to see you no more.
It's valid.
Keep him
Well,
healthy and let's get out of here.
It'd
as
be valid
usual,
for any other team but the Sixers.
yeah, as usual, you're logically correct, but you are forgetting that I'm emotional and that it's breaking me, bro. It's just like
Bro sitting here like, if he's gonna get hurt now, let him play. He's gonna get hurt in February
it's
anyway,
it's,
and not
it's,
gonna
it's not
see him
that.
for the rest of the year.
It's not that. I don't even care about summer league, to be honest with you. It'd be nice to watch them, of course. Like it'd be fun, just for fun for watching hoops. But honestly, it's the fact that it went from left thumb laceration to left thumb sprain to now he's going to be out even longer. And I'm just like, please do not. Cliff said it on his pod. He was like, just he's going to get some amoeba, bro, because of this cut or something, bro. Like I can't do it, bro.
Maybe like I said, maybe you just love basketball more than me, and I'm just not taking this as serious as I need to.
You know what? It's honestly just because I'm emotional, bro. Like you guys have been on this pod. You have seen me every year. I'm like, oh, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. I'm broken now.
I
to the
think
club, brother.
this is them being. That's a great way to say it, though, Parf. I think this is them because I said to y'all the other day when we were having a conversation. I don't remember if it was on pod. It probably wasn't because it's been a while. But when I said, to be honest, it does. I don't really give a damn who they pick before the draft happened. I'm like, it's probably going to be a person who isn't proactive or doesn't matter to the season, and who the roster is what the roster is. When was the last time a Sixers rookie has even been productive outside of Jared McCain? Because everybody was injured. He had to be productive. Before that, we looking at Springer and all these other guys, Zaire Smith, they can't even make the team. I mean, shout out to Tyrese Maxey, but did he even play his rookie year? Like, they don't play rookies. So am I really sitting here?
He did after. Well, remember the thing about his rookie year was the whole thing where he was like, he finally got on the court because there were so many injuries because Doc wouldn't play him, and then there was the thing where Doc was like, Tyrese asked to be on the bench, and Tyrese was like, yeah, I never asked to be on the bench, and then he just didn't play Tyrese and had him come off as like the
exactly because the Sixers, and we blame Doc, but that's just a Sixers thing, and maybe some of them just weren't good enough to get on the court. And Jared McCain was, but we also saw how injuries played out too. But basically,
even with the McCain thing, bro, like
didn't have faith.
He didn't hurt his knee. He fell. Didn't he get like
he hit his head, bro? We thought he was concussed, and he ended up tearing his meniscus.
Like, bro, what other team does that happen to?
I don't even know what to say, bro. It's literally just comical at this point. But all right, let's move on to the good team, bro. We're like 20 minutes in and we haven't even talked about football.
Go Birds, baby.
Figure it out. Yeah, go Birds, man. Super Bowl champs. Where should we start? I mean, we got training camp coming up. That's what I was trying to transition to. It'll be fun. I mean, we know that there's like a lot of solid positions that, we know are just kind of solidified. Receiver 1 and 2. We know that. Receiver 3, interesting battle, and I'll start it off there. I think that's probably the spot that I'm most excited about. It's not very significant compared to some of the other spots, but receiver 3 we've seen can make a big difference. We saw Jahan Dotson's performance in the Super Bowl, right? Like, and how much that opened things up for the offense when AJ and Devontae. What's up?
Is this just you using this as an example, or are you really curious about receiver 3?
Oh, I'm excited about receiver 3 because I just think the competition between Terrace Marshall and Jahan Dotson.
You think it's a competition?
You think it's gonna be Terrace?
I think it's gonna be Jahan, the guy who was the first guy who tried it out there when there was no Smitty and no AJ.
Yeah, no, that's valid, but it was just remember we talked about just like some of the comments from press conferences and stuff where Jalen like was asked about Jahan
and he actively mentioned you right. I do. This ain't me saying I don't think he won't be an active part. Think of it as more of a Johnny Wilson role last year. And granted, Johnny Wilson in his role was probably more used in line as in the running game or in the screen game, blocking.
But you're talking like back shoulder.
He had not even just back shoulder stuff, but it's going to be stuff in the playbook for him, for lack of a better term.
But you think Jahan's going to be wide receiver 3?
Yeah, I think they're pretty.
You think it's going to be 3A, 3B, or you think it's going to be 3 and 4?
I think it might be 3A, 3B.
Yeah.
Extra points because I mean, don't quote me on this because I didn't have the chance to look at exactly what the deal that the Eagles have Terrence in on or what that is. But I also see they didn't pick up the 5th-year option on Jahan. Yeah, exactly. So it's not like they expect him to be back. So if they can find better, then I mean they won't complain. But I also think between the way he ended the year and coming into training camp and stuff, they're excited about the potential of what he could be.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
that third wide receiver position, I'm not gonna say it's not important, but you still got Dallas Goddard too. You have to consider like after
Mhm.
AJ
Oh
Smith
yeah,
and
it's
got
really wide
DG.
receiver 4. You're
Yeah, yeah,
totally right about that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's from the receiver sicko standpoint in me, where I'm just like I'm excited about who's going to be there. I mean, if we're being realistic, it's probably like safety or corner that I'm most excited about. Other than that, but I mean, I figured we're going to
But wait,
be
let me. But
less than that as well.
before I get into mine, do we really is corner really a competition?
It shouldn't be, but
Yeah,
It's
it,
gonna
like
it,
it's
given the history of how the Eagles, like
exactly.
think about last year with the whole offensive line thing, where I mean we thought it was Tyler Steen's job to win. It was his
Mm-hmm.
job, and then long behold, Mekhi Becton is out there. Boom. So I think logically, because like what we heard all summer last year, they want Tyler Steen to win the job. They want Keely Wingo to win this job. Now, especially because the whole Jalen Ramsey card is off the board. I mean, we know that it's all been rumored and things of that nature. The Eagles were linked to him throughout the offseason. It just was they didn't want to take on the money
Mm-hmm.
aspect. So different story for a different time anyway. But they kind of put, I don't want to say all their eggs in the basket because that's why Dory's here, but they got most of their eggs in this basket, and if it works out, that'll be great. Look at the rest of the defense. I'm sure y'all seen the chart that went around. I think it was on Twitter and Instagram of guess these teams and from this division. And you was basically trying to picture the teams and the defense and who they drafted, who they didn't draft. I mean, once you got to the Eagles, it was everybody that was drafted. And it was probably one or two players, the Zach Bonds up there, that's like, well, he got signed, but everybody else in this defense, yeah, they drafted these guys for like
Mm-hmm.
so. I, Based on how they've went about it recently, I wouldn't be surprised if they want Keely to win the job. At the same time, they brought a guy like Adoree in for a reason. So
but let me
That's
ask you guys this. So if Keely doesn't outright win the starting job, is that like a disappointment? Because I mean, like you said, like Odori, he's a vet, in my eyes, he's a nice insurance policy in case Keely or Quinion goes down, but I don't think you want to see him playing a high number or percentage
yeah.
of snaps per
I
se.
I,
I
I
mean,
think
I don't want to wait. Hold on. So to play devil's advocate, yes, it's a podcast now. Let's do it. But to play devil's advocate for real, I get why you would say that, Pierre. But when was the last time we seen Keely Ringo? I mean, not Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson in a legitimate CB2 role. This feels, at least to me, this feels very reminiscent to the whole James Bradbury thing. Where
I
I mean, he's been a starting cornerback and got asked to guard guys that he probably should not be guarding for a long
be a good
time.
cornerback 2 instead of cornerback 1. I,
Exactly.
I think that's a valid point, Quell, but I think I was answering yes to Pierre's question because I think it's not even about Adoree. I think the question is about Keely
Keely.
because I think Keely I mean, Adoree is obviously a physical freak too, right? In terms of the speed, returnability, all of that. But
Mhm.
Keely's a monster on the outside, like just being that size, having that combination of size and speed. It's special, right? And so yeah, you can be like, oh, he was a like what 7th round pick or what 5th round pick, whatever he
Fourth, right?
was. Fourth,
Fourth.
Fourth.
fourth. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm tripping. Whatever it was.
But even then, I get why you say that because that was kind of going to lead me into my next point. Like that's a great job, Parth. Where I mean, he was a 4th round pick, but out of all the Georgia guys that we've selected after all these years, like he's the forgotten man. I mean, maybe Lewis Seen because we done signed him on the practice
Yeah,
squad,
we didn't
but
draft
like
him, but he's like the biggest reach that we
he's the
drafted.
one where if it didn't work, it was like I mean, it was a shot, but this
Exactly.
doesn't really have to work.
Exactly. But where I wanted to get to was that's how it was originally when we drafted him. For sure. It was like, we're going to take this shot. He has all the measurables. Let's see how it goes. Over the last couple of years, we've seen Keely grow, and there's been a lot of positive chatter about him out of the locker
Shout
room and
out
out
to
of the
Christian
building.
Parker.
Absolutely, and Vic, of course. So you have that going there. I think it's very similar to Steen, where it's like, hey, like, we didn't draft you super high, but we want you to figure it out because we think you have the measurables and we think you have the tools. A lot of the way that we heard the reports about Keely this year sounded very similar to the reports that we had about Steen, which is why Quell brought up the point that he had. So once the pads come on, I think it'll just be a different story. Now, that can also be a benefit for somebody like Keeley, who's a physical corner and can benefit from being able to put your hands on people a little bit more. I just think it would be a disappointment because of what the building has kind of hyped him up to be, right? Of like, hey, we think this guy can be something. It's not that it's not that he's necessarily bad. Like if he just doesn't win and Dory's better, I mean, fine, but it's still just disappointing because the building wants him to win, right? I
And
think
not
it's
even and not even just that. Like when they drafted him in the 4th round, if you guys remember correctly, they traded a future 3rd to be able to take him at the
I
top
mean,
of the
yeah,
4th.
they thought the world of him, but
Yeah.
even beyond that, like I guess how, and you guys know me and my whole perspective of team building. I fall in love with conversations like this, especially when you talk about specific teams and the moves that they made, which could logically say that they feel this way about a player and things of that nature. But even beyond that, the Eagles haven't been afraid to show that, quote unquote, we made a mistake. They spent the 1st round pick on Andre Dillard and said the 7th
totally.
round pick was better.
But
So we're
it's
going
not
to
that
start him.
it's not that they're afraid of saying that they made a mistake. It can totally be a mistake. It's that they're excited in the building about Keeley.
Yeah, you're right.
As
You're
much
right.
as we are.
That'll be the most disappointing, especially because, like I said, shout out to Christian Parker. But hearing that, like I continue to harp on as I have all off season, Christian Parker got asked who's the player in the building that he believed improved the most throughout the season, and Keely Ringo was the name. And granted, I mean, he had guys in front of him where he couldn't play, but this is literally the opportunity for him to shine. So for him not to shine would be a disappointment. At the same time, I guess how I see it is the conversation is so glass half full, so glass half empty, because the Eagles have also shown that, look, I don't want to say they ain't going to give you the chance to continue to grow and learn. Like Tyler Steen is still here. You didn't win a job last year, but you could this year. So maybe it's a similar situation with Keeley where, I mean, God forbid he doesn't win the job this year, and then it's your job next year to try to win or something like that. But they've shown whoever it is, they're gonna put the best person, the most deserving person on the field. So I don't want to say should you be disappointed. I mean, if you want to talk about being disappointed in Keeley and the pick as a whole, yeah, sure. But disappointed in the defense because he's not on the field, nah. Because they've shown a reason to trust with their process, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I think that's totally valid, Quell. I think like disappointment from like a purely like, hey, we were really cheering for this guy, we wanted him to figure it out. That sort of disappointment. This team is about winning Super Bowls, dude. They don't give a shit about like if I drafted well or not. Like, yeah, we'll address the mistake. We couldn't draft a linebacker except Nakobe Dean for the last 15 years. So hey, let's just go sign Zach Bond and make shit shake. So it's just they're not afraid of that. It's just like, hey, they might be rooting for the guy. They like him in the building. They like what he does. Like, hey, we want you to figure it out, but we also have to have insurance because it's a National Football League. You either got it or you don't. So it'll be interesting to watch. But I think that's just going to be an interesting battle to watch as well. But I mean, I guess you guys both nixed both of my battles. So I mean, I guess I don't know anything about the Eagles at all. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Then let's get to the other battles because I don't want to just take up. We got like what 4 real battles on the Eagles right now. I guess if you count receiver.
Receiver, safety,
4.
linebacker,
guard.
Yeah, I was thinking guard, not linebacker. But yeah, all right. What do you guys got?
Yeah, I went with safety. The battle between Andrew.
Oh, no way! Really?
Sidney Brown and Tristan McCollum. And I think
my
it's
man is
interesting.
on a mission for every podcast he can to make sure he talks about Andrew McCuba. It's going to be a record.
and talk shit about Sidney Brown because I don't want to play with you anymore.
Hey, we gotta get T. We gotta get T to make one of them memes, the Woody memes. He gotta put my face on it with the Sidney Brown and McCuba joint.
With all, and not even just this episode, with all the episodes, because this has been like 3 in a row where he like, look, yeah, Sidney Brown was my guy, but
literally until the draft,
man.
until the draft, we were fighting over Sidney Brown, and then the episode after the draft, he's like, yeah, so I think McCuba's gonna take the safety spot. I'm like, are you kidding me? Please,
Well, no, man. I think it's interesting because like the battle, it could be, they could add somebody, right? Like there's still guys on the open market who have connections.
What's his name ever get signed?
Justin
Simmons?
Simmons? No.
No.
And not
Okay.
even just him, Julian Blackman with Sirianni when he was with the Colts too. So there are
Mm.
guys out there that they could add. And I think it'll, like I said, I think it'll be interesting or intriguing to see how they go about it. And especially again, besides the jokes that you guys say, but I don't know if Vic trusts it, man.
Yeah,
Like
no,
he just
it's
plays
totally valid.
extremely,
It's just
yeah,
because you were fighting tooth and nail
So
about it
to that
before.
point,
I
to that
totally agree
point,
with you now.
yeah.
I'm
to
glad
that point,
you agree with me now.
I don't think, like I said, I feel like I've said this before. I don't think it's that Vic doesn't trust Sid.
It's that he hasn't played.
Yeah, Sid hasn't had the, and I think Vic trusts people who he's had the opportunity to put in these positions before. And Sidney wasn't in that position last year because of the ACL tear that he suffered a couple years back. So I think Vic is in a very interesting position because I mean, I think is we talk about he's been on this roster long enough for us to know exactly who Sidney is, and we talk about the heat seeking missile, the guy that plays with his hair on fire and all that, but they truly haven't had the opportunity to get in touch of some of the things he was able to do in college. And I mean, they say the same thing about Makuba, which is why what makes the conversation so interesting. Where I mean, we know you played some nickel, we know that they moved you around. Basically, you're a very versatile player, but we want you to figure this position out first, and then once we figure that out, we'll utilize you in the best way possible. It's
Mhm.
just Sydney hasn't been able to have that chance with Vic. And hopefully he continues to stay healthy and Vic continues to learn him and find great ways to who knows, maybe Sydney could be I don't want to say the Reed Blankenship, but God forbid Reed misses time. I mean, if you want to be such a heat-seeking missile, I'll put you in that role, and you basically be my pseudo linebacker, and you keep everything in front of you. Like it's ways that I can find ways to use you. And Vic is a very smart man. We know that, but I can't figure out how to use you if you aren't on the field for me to figure out these things. So I think this offseason specifically is very important for Sydney, not just for his future, but just figuring out his role and what this defense will be for the foreseeable
I
future
mean,
because we
I think
need that.
that's yeah, that plays into his future too because like you said, he doesn't know what he's going to play at this level. But I think that's a really good point, Quell, about like he plays very similar. Like it's a very similar play style to Reed, a little bit more out of control, but like that physicality. Reed has been our most consistent player on defense. You know, he doesn't miss games, he doesn't miss snaps. So it's tough, right? Because you have somebody like Makuba who might have a little bit more range than someone like Sydney. Do you want to combine that? Like, you know, Sydney could, you know, play lights out this summer, but then the question becomes like, are they duplicative at safety, right? Where, you know, are you maximizing what you can get out of your defense? I don't know. But
And
that's
then
why
you
it's an
also
interesting conversation.
have the Cooper DeJean angle because, like we talked
Mm-hmm.
about before, they've been getting
Base,
him a
yeah.
lot of work at safety and base. So
But I
it'll be
mean, you
interesting.
know my
But
favorite Vic Fangio quote, Pierre, which is why like I mean, I think it's important to take into account what they're doing with Cooper during this point in time, but I also don't want to like
overstated.
yeah, they're using him as safety and on the
So,
outside. But we know what Cooper's job in this defense is. And we
100%.
also know that last year we did nothing but run nickel. And granted, like Vic said, this year, that was last year. We got to see how things turn out and what the defense will look like and all that stuff. So we got to see how all this stuff play out. But we also know that Vic doesn't want to move you out of the role he's most comfortable with. If he did, then we would have seen a whole lot more of nickel Cooper DeJean last year with all the work they gave him during the
Safety.
offseason.
Say,
Not Cooper DeJean, I'm sorry, nickel Quinyon Mitchell with all the
oh
work they
yeah,
gave him during the offseason,
yeah. No,
where it was there, they just weren't in position to use it.
so
So
so let me ask you guys a question because I think this is what it comes down to. I think, like you said, Quell, like they ran nickel all of last year. It was because Cooper was so good, and I also think part of it was who you have on the D line, who you want out there, and who you're able to trust to play all of those snaps. So I think a lot of the conversation around where Cooper is going to play partially is going to hinge on the Jordan Davis development aspect of it. If they can just run more base because they have Jordan Davis able to play more base, and he's been hitting the peloton. So,
I mean, but the
so hold up,
Jordan
hold up.
Davis,
Let me finish the thought. Right. So,
right.
um, I think that's part of the equation, and then I honestly think the other part of the equation is just who's better at like who are you more sure about? Are you sure about corner or are
Yes.
you sure about safety?
Yes.
And that's what I wanted to ask you guys. Like, who are you guys more sure about? And so then where do you see Cooper playing more throughout the year?
The Jordan. So before you go, Pierre, the Jordan Davis part of that conversation was so interesting, and it's always so interesting to me because even last year we did all this harping on, well, Jordan Davis didn't play. He only played with X amount of snaps, and he's not in shape, and do they really trust him? And extra points for even down the stretch as the Eagles continue to play well, they played him a little more. But you also look at some of those games down the stretch, and those were a little closer games. The Carolina game, the Washington game, those were close games. Some of the games throughout the playoffs. I mean, maybe not the Washington game in the Super Bowl, but
Because those weren't close.
Exactly. But just in general, it's hard to have the Jordan Davis conversation, especially when you talk about what his role in this defense is, because if we sitting here and we playing all like great defense and ball control, and we putting other teams in a position where they have to throw the ball, especially when you think about the roster last year. I mean, maybe more so not this much this year, depending on how much they trust Ty Robinson. That's going to be the big thing for me heading into all this.
Yeah.
That's the conversation for me. What is Ty Robinson's role? And I don't expect it to be huge, because even when Morrow first got here, it wasn't a huge role.
It wasn't huge,
but I know that they rotate their guys in the interior and how they want to make things work there. It'll be intriguing. But if the other team is in a position where they have to throw the ball, why would I put Jordan Davis on the field? That's not a shot at Jordan Davis. I mean, that's just not what we brought you here for. So it's like,
I think it comes back to the conversation we have every time, right? Is that they announced that they partially wanted him to be able to do some of that, right? Is they drafted him because of he was obviously so good at stopping the run, and he has that skill, and he's been able to translate that. But they were high on his ability to rush the passer. I mean, that's why
we got to be real with ourselves. And I think that part. Totally, hold on, wait. Let me say this right quick. I think this right here is the one thing we haven't said during this whole conversation, because everything that you say about Jordan Davis on a daily basis, Parth, is correct. They drafted him because he's a force up front, but I mean, you showed flashes of being able to rush the passer, and that's the whole thing with all these big pass. I mean, big run
huge,
stopper guys,
physically huge. Yeah,
exactly. But like, the question that has never been asked during this is, so, okay, let's say Jordan Davis figured out how to rush the passer. What do you think his peak at that is? And do you think that his peak, like Jordan Davis at his best in rushing the passer, is worth putting on the field over a guy like Morrow or Jomo, or at that point in time, Milton Williams, who these guys are legitimate pass rushers. Like, their best trait is rushing the passer.
Yeah. I think it's a valid question. I think I would lean towards wanting to be able to just play Jordan Davis because you have the multiplicity of it, right? Like it's not just giving it away, right? Like right now you just kind of know, like, all right, those guys are coming on the field, like, you know, they're going to try to rush the passer. And I also think, like, dude, Jordan Davis, in the flashes we've seen, that's why I'm so hard on him, dude. Like, he is damn explosive, dude, and he can collapse a pocket really fast, and he can like, the ability is there, and that's why it's just been frustrating. And I think that's why it's frustrating within the building. They talk about his weight every year for a reason, right? Like it's just like something that they've been on him about. And listen, it's hard, bro.
Always going to be the issue.
Exactly. It was all, and it's hard, bro. And we talked about it last one of the pods this summer of like, are you losing your superpower when you're doing that as well? So it's a whole conversation around that. And so you definitely have to approach it with nuance. And that's why I said, like, I'm okay with re-signing him next year. It just has to be on a correct deal based on how many snaps you're playing, based on what you can do for the defense. But if you ask me, like, how much am I expecting? Dude, I like, the reason I'm hard on Jordan Davis is because I think the sky is the limit for him. Like, to have that combination of speed, size, and strength, it puts you in a different echelon. And if you can just kind of hone that, I mean, you could be so special. And it sucks because he has Jalen Carter next to him, who's just doing superhuman things and was in the same programs, where it's like, bro, why can't you do that? But listen, everyone obviously is different. Everyone has different play styles, different bodies. And so you just have to learn to play with your body. And I want to see Jordan Davis on the field more. That's what it comes down to for me. Like, you're damn good at football, bro. Let's get you on the field.
It's like we talk about all the time with Jordan. The whole thing with him is just consistency. Mm-hmm. Like you said, Parth, the flashes have been there. Mm-hmm. He just needs to, number one, be on the field more consistently, and number two, when he's on the field, produces a pass rusher.
Exactly. So I mean, well, so you answer my
Yeah,
question.
to answer your original question,
Yeah.
I think me personally, I'm more comfortable with corner because you look around the room, you have the solidified CB1 and Quinion. You
Mm.
have what I think is I'm not gonna say solidified, but I think he's a pretty strong
Strong
candidate. Yeah,
contender.
at
Yeah, for sure.
cornerback too. You got a guy who's played a ton of snaps in a Dory Jackson. You also got the dude they drafted, Mac McWilliams, out
Mac
of
Williams. Yeah.
UCF.
UCF.
So, and they've been getting him a lot of work in the nickel too. So I don't know. I mean, I think like me personally, if I had to decide where I'd want Cooper to spend more of his time, if it's up for debate, like if they're actually looking at using Cooper at safety, whether they're in base or in nickel, I'd pick him to spend more of his time, at safety. But like we said, I think it's going to be a thing where that's not going to be his full time home. But yeah,
I would agree with you. Like I mean, and Quell, I'll let you answer too. But like if I have my choice, I want him playing nickel more often than not because I think the Eagles were damn good in nickel. And like Quell said astutely, like it comes down to Ty Robinson. Like what's the vanilla gorilla got? So I think that's going to be big, and Moro's there as well. So you have options at nickel, and like listen, we can see about JD as well, but I think just having all of those playmakers in your defensive backfield on the field is just going to bode well for you. Just get as many deep backs on the field if you can, especially with Fangio.
I don't know, man. That's
No,
that's
you don't
that's.
think so?
I
Too many
mean,
cooks in the
that
kitchen.
that last no that last part. I should have let you cook. That was my fault. What
Fangio.
the parents do to the kids? Smake the hand. But that you were right. You were right, especially with Vangio, because I I think with any other defensive coordinator, this whole nickel conversation becomes
Mhm.
very touchy.
Yeah,
Vangio has shown, especially throughout last year, it don't matter who, if you run heavy or what you want, we got the personnel to make it work,
it's
especially
the
with Cooper.
personnel too, right? Like, because Cooper can
Exactly.
tackle. It's not like we have some tiny nickel out there. Like, sorry, Quab, but just to interrupt real quick, like if Coop, God forbid, gets injured, right, and we have Mac McWilliams out there, I don't want to be running.
Oh, I
I don't want
think
to be
they
running
like Mac,
nickels.
bro. I think they like Mac. They
yeah.
give him like a lot of bump. They give him a lot
I'm
of
just
burn, a
I
lot of burn.
and
And
no,
maybe it's just
I'm
because, just in case
okay
they
with
got to
that. No,
move
don't
Cooper.
get me wrong. I'm totally okay with. He's small.
You right. You right.
He's
You right.
small.
Maybe it's just like I said. Maybe it's just the whole, like Pierre was saying, the instance of they don't like what they seeing at these positions, and they got to move
Right.
Cooper and stuff like that, and they like what they see out of Mac. Mac, don't get me wrong. Mac is small. Mac is
He
small.
reminds me of
But
Brandon Booth.
McDuffie is small,
Yeah. Oh,
and
100%, bro. It's attitude, but like you listen. I'm not even trying to disparage Mac McWilliams. It's just that Cooper DeJean is probably one of the best defensive back tacklers in the league already.
you right.
My boy single
Where we are
handedly picked
losing.
up and dumped Derrick Henry
What
by
we are
himself.
losing is it cannot be understated, but it kind of goes into the conversation like we were just talking about earlier about, and that kind of is kind of what I wanted to ask y'all before we get out of here. That was my big question for the podcast. So this is a great transitioning point. But the thing about Mac McWilliams is I think they understand, like with the whole Moro Jomo thing last season to Milton Williams, and even to this year. I don't think that they necessarily think that. And shout out to Anthony DeBona in the pod. I mean, in the comments. That's a great. We kind of touched on that earlier, where
Played
you
nickel,
talk
yeah.
about Drew McCuba. I mentioned when we talked about earlier, they didn't really talk about the whole Sidney Brown thing and him at nickel and what that could be, but it's because he's been hurt. So they have a lot of answers of what they could do at nickel. I only brought up Mac because based on what they've done so far, it seems like Mac he's been the guy they've been getting a lot of reps to. But just in general, that I guess my whole thing is with this Eagles roster in a transitioning point, and my big thing is we kind of know, and you listen to Howie, you listen to Vic talk, and you listen to them talk about like, yeah, my puppies were once puppies. I mean, my big dogs were once puppies, and I watched them grow into big dogs, and now they're the guys that have to take on the roles of guys that you guys have grown to love, like the Kelseys and the
Mhm.
Cox and all these stalwart Eagles guys. Is the stuff that we've been pushing off for honestly a long time because that regime of Eagles players, they were around for a long time, and they gave us a sense of a sense of comfortability because they were always there. But now it's over, and
Familiar
it's about
face, yeah.
creating exactly familiarity, and it's about creating the new era. I talked about this a couple years ago, but how do you think the new era of Eagles football look when that whole like when you fell in love, Pierre, the whole Vic? Well, we didn't even know it was going to be Vic at that point in time, but the whole Macklin, Jackson, McCoy trio came along, and then they had to figure out basically watching this new form fuel of Eagles come along. And like like I said, both Vic and Howie mentioned, I mean, you talk about your guys last year and how great it was to watch it, guys like Quinion and Cooper as rookies play well and understand what they meant to the defense then, but what they will mean to the defense in the foreseeable future. But based on where this team is at right now, especially on the offensive side of the ball, contract wise, there's a lot of money tied up over there.
Mm-hmm.
And we know we're gonna be good over there, but we putting our hat on a lot of young players and a lot of people who ain't been in these positions to be productive, and it has to continue to happen. So looking at how they continue to distribute snaps, you don't want them to end up in the hole. What would that be, 2017, 2018, when they won the Super Bowl? And I mean, they ran it back where even then, I mean, they had young players there they could have gave snaps to, but they got very comfortable with the old guys because of what they meant and what it could like. They have to understand and continue to understand that these guys, it's a 18, 17, 18 game season, bro. And that's just taking it lightly. That's not even talking about the playoffs, where at the end we're talking about 21 or something like that, where these guys are probably going to have to play a lot of snaps. They're going to make mistakes. You're going to have to let them make in-game mistakes. You're going to have to let them make practice mistakes. It's going to be something that we're talking about on the podcast in week 3. Like, yeah, they can't play that guy anymore. He's unplayable because did you see him do that? And we're going to overreact because we lost a game or something because somebody did something stupid. And it's probably going to be one of the young players, but they really have to take this time to learn, brother. Like, that's going to be the difference in this Eagles team being the dynasty that we talk about, them trying to become, and them just being a flash in the pan. And 2024 was just one of the best teams ever, and they just trying to recreate it. That's the difference right there, continuing to get this stuff from young players. And it's not going to be easy, bro, because like we said before, Parth, what the young players did last year were unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
We can't expect Quinion Mitchell to be locking up every player and Cooper DeJean to be tackling Derrick Henry and locking up. He tackled Derrick Henry and locked up Jamal Chase in the same season, like in a 3-week span, bro. Like, that's not realistic. You can't expect.
I saw this video of receiver work that Jamar was doing, like the size and speed and like explosiveness combination
Unreal.
that he has is like just
And
I was watching his releases. He's releasing like Hollywood Brown, bro. Like it was like right like it doesn't make sense for someone to be
stuff like that, perfect. That's
and shut his
the
ass
stuff
down.
that makes me fall in love with scouting because, like you said, he's doing releases like Hollywood Brown. But if Hollywood Brown like 5'10", here he is at 6'3", and
Bro,
the
he's
difference in
5'10",
size
like
and speed,
160. He's got
like,
like 40, 50
dog,
pounds on him.
it
It's
gets
nuts.
real. It's so fun looking at the difference in size and speed, but how players move. Like, that's why when I call it the Jim Short Olympics all the time. And don't get me wrong, I love draft season and combines are cool and pro days are cool. But like the difference between seeing a guy run a 4.42 and a guy run a 4.51, but they got to run a 4.51 is 6'4". Like, I don't think you understand what you just seen right there. Like, oh my goodness. Oh, it's so fun, man.
Stuff, dude. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I saw that video today and I just like that made my jaw drop. I was like, dude, excuse me, like how are you doing that right now?
Well, no, to your point,
it's nice.
Yeah, to your point, Q. Your point that you just went on. I wouldn't rather have any other defensive coordinator and coaching staff coaching these young players than Vic Fangio, Christian Parker. What's the linebackers
Clint
coach?
Hurt. Don't
Clint,
forget Clint Hurt.
Clint Hurt,
bro.
Bobby Kane. You know, all those
Clint
guys,
Hurt
right?
hugging
Like,
Jalen Carter was just an image for the ages, bro. Just holding him back, but laughing at the same time. Image for the ages, dude. Unreal.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you know,
you're
you
totally
got a
right.
lot of young guys that are gonna have to play, and these coaches they're gonna have to get them ready.
And they've proven that they can, right?
Yeah.
And it's on the players as well. But we have something right now that's working, and it's imperative that they continue it because that's the only reason we won last year, right? Like I saw this tweet, like some Commanders fan also like have some shame, bro. Like
Bro,
go back into
their
go
fan
back into
base,
the woodworks.
their
Like you guys
fan
lost
base,
Hey,
they're
look,
an
look,
interesting fan
look.
base.
They
dude.
are. Look,
Like
look,
55-22 and you're talking about Jaden Daniels
look.
is better
You are,
than
you are, you are, you are correct. Because I'm one of y'all sitting there arguing like, why are you such an imbecile? What is wrong with you?
imbeciles
But
there.
at the same breath of that, of me saying all that, of me being one of y'all, that's what makes this conversation for me so interesting. Because I'm literally one of y'all. I'm in the mud with y'all fighting this battle. Like, stop being stupid. We beat y'all. Go Birds, Super Bowl champion. Take that. Ha ha. But even in all that, like even being able to say all that, like being able to be down from here. Like I've said this before. I think I said it when Rio was on, and I said it before Rio came on. Like, you can tell my dad, God rest his soul, when I was growing up, he told me a lot of what the city really felt like when the Commanders or Redskins at that point were good.
Mhm.
And I mean, me growing up, I didn't really get a lot of that. And I mean, I had,
Yeah,
yeah, they were really bad.
definitely didn't get a lot
I
of that.
think I had I don't want to get the
That
year wrong. I
RG3
think it was
year,
that
probably
was
electric down
even
there.
before that. That year is legendary.
Rex
But even
Grossman.
before that, I think I want to say it was '06. It was I think Rex Grossman might have been the quarterback. Somebody was the quarterback and they got hurt. It was a quality quarterback. It wasn't a good quarterback,
Go Gators. Sorry.
but the dude Todd Collins had came in and they was playing off him. And I think that was the year that Sean Taylor got kicked out the game against the Buccaneers. They beat the Buccaneers in the playoff round in the first year.
Right.
But Sean Taylor got kicked out because he tackled Michael Pittman, and Michael Pittman talked some trash to him, and Sean Taylor spit in his face. And yeah, it was crazy. Go look that up on YouTube.
I've seen
But
the video of him spitting in his face. That's why I knew exactly what you're talking
like
about.
when it happened, everything was just normal, and they seen the flag come out, and the Redskin fans was so like, yeah, they were so loud. I mean, not the Redskins, the Buccaneers fans were so loud you couldn't even hear them saying that Sean Taylor got kicked out. They just said 15-yard penalty on number 36. Real fans, that's when he was 36. But then they came back from a commercial. And they was like, yeah, you couldn't hear it because the fans were so loud about the penalty because it was such an unchy game. But Sean Taylor got kicked out because he spit. They showed the replay. You could see him spitting in his face. And I'm like, oh
You
my
see the
gosh.
spitter
Like
on the
you seen
replay.
him spit in his face. I'm like, oh my gosh. That is crazy. But they won that playoff game. And then the next game, they lost to Seattle. And it's hilarious that you said the whole RG3 thing because down here, like how we felt about the Saints up there. Like I hate playing the Saints in the playoffs. Every time we play them, it's always some BS. We can't win the game. That was Seattle with them down here.
Interesting.
Every year, every single time they played Seattle, whether
And
it
that was
was the
like,
Todd
is that the
Collins year,
Hasselback? Is that the Hasselback
yeah,
Seahawks?
it extended from Hasselback all the way up to Wilson. Because
Okay.
even like I think the RG3 thing was the Wilson when he tore his ACL. But like I said, they lost to Seattle that year. It was another year they played Seattle in the playoffs and they lost. And then the RG3 thing happened. Who did they playing when RG3 got hurt? Seattle. Like it was. I don't want to say it was like poetic, but football is just such a love story. But this isn't a love story, a guy getting hurt and things of that nature. Even though RG3 talking crazy nowadays, but it ain't a
Absolutely
love
insane
story.
individual.
Yeah, it ain't a love story getting somebody getting hurt, but just goes to show you like you think you're going through something as a fan and a pain. I hate that fan base, and it's somebody in somewhere else like, yeah, I feel your pain. I feel your pain completely. But
Absolutely, bro. I
just
just
the whole
listen. They. I'm glad that they're getting some winning football, right? Like, I mean, they're enjoying the Harris honeymoon period. Just wait until he starts
honeymoon for
cutting
sure.
money from you.
I hate
Starts
when
cutting
I
money from
cringe
you
so
for the
much
New
every
Jersey
time
Devils,
somebody says Josh Harris's name. I'm like,
dude. They're
The
complimenting him right
sight,
now.
the
They're
sight of his
complimenting him.
face makes my skin crawl. Like
They
I
don't
cannot
understand it,
stand him.
dude. Give him 5 years after the excitement of the football team for Josh Harris is gone. He'll start cutting money for the New
when he
Jersey
realizes
Devils,
he has to be a real owner.
or he'll try to buy a baseball team. It depends. Who knows what he's going to do? But yeah, he's a horrible owner, but he's not a horrible person. So
He's a horrible owner at the end. Initially, he's a great owner. He's one
oh,
of those men that
that's
take
what I'm
you
saying.
through the honeymoon phase
Honeymoon
and it's
period, bro.
everything.
5 years.
And
5
then
years.
you
I
sitting
would
there
love
like,
to
why
reinvest
am I
in it.
still a girlfriend and not a wife?
Oh yeah,
Well,
he'll
baby,
never ring you up.
it's
He'll
just
never
part of the
ring you up.
game.
Yeah, he's one of those. He's one of those. He won't commit. He won't commit. But no,
Damn sure ain't gonna ring you up.
I'm happy
No
that they
rings.
have it. But like, have some humility. Have some shame. All right, we put 55 on your head. Jaden Daniels was celebrating down
But-
25, bro, and y'all are here like, oh. Like, and how
Bro,
did this
don't get me
conversation
wrong. I
even
get
start?
everything
Oh,
you're saying.
sorry.
I could be wrong.
I-
What year was the Saints? Was it that the Saints put 55 on our head? Was it the Carson Wentz rookie year?
Bro, if I don't know, but if they put 55 on her head, I know I shut the hell up. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, you probably should have about
I think that was.
Dude, I promise if somebody put 55 on my head, I'm not gonna be talking smack if I had 20 something.
I promise you.
You talking about the 48
fans collectively?
It was like
talk
the
so much
48 to
trash, and we
17
could
game.
not wait to see their ass again.
Oh,
We were on the Saints.
that we can't wait to see their ass again, but to say that.
But that's exactly what they're saying. And I mean,
the fans who were saying, "Oh, we would have won if this or that," I didn't believe it. And like you can say, "Oh, you want the get," like the whole Alshon thing. Still, people still talk about that. I didn't think we were gonna win that game, dude. We were playing really bad.
bro. If Alshon caught that pass, we probably would have won. That like
maybe won the game. Maybe won the game. I didn't think we were going to the Super Bowl. Everyone made it seem like, oh, they're set to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they make it seem like it was a lock that we would.
That's what I'm saying. They make it seem like
what's hilarious about that is
touchdown pass, and we were on our way to the Super Bowl. I didn't feel
so much Eagles lore that happened. Like we talk about like even nowadays Nick Sirianni and what he does to some of these coaches. But there's so much Eagles lore based on this current and past regime and how the rosters were constructed about how they will be able to take belt to ass to the Rams and some of these other teams. But there's an alternate universe where the Eagles won that game against the Saints and lost to the Rams.
100. That's what I would expect would happen. I did not think that they were. I didn't think they were that good that year. And yeah, that's
and you know what? Now that I'm saying this in hindsight,
right?
Like I just sat here and I talked about the football gods and all this other stuff, and like y'all won that. Alshon should have caught. Alshon had no business dropping that pass. We all know it. And that drop pass turn interception, it was one of those. I mean, like they say, to win a Super Bowl, you got to have a whole lot of luck, and that was very unlucky. Yeah. But if you think that you are going to be the Super Bowl team, I mean, I don't know what their whole season looked like before that, and what the luck. Because I know for the Eagles, when we won the Super Bowl, both of our times we won. I seen a couple of chunks of luck where it was like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have won that game, but I mean,
Torrey Smith,
it's the team of destiny. Like that
Torrey
Smith catch.
Keanu Neal's knee. Jesus, that's a tongue twister,
bro. The whole Raiders game in general, we should have lost.
That was such an ugly game. I was there.
That was that game.
Was that on the Christmas Day?
Yeah, it was like the last one of the season.
Brother, I got cussed out by my now wife. Cold. Like, don't you? I would never give any of you guys that advice, bro. I think that was around the first year we got together. We had just got together, and she was like, "Hey, come spend Christmas with me and my family." Extra points. She had spent Thanksgiving with me and my family, so it was supposed to be. That's what we do nowadays.
Too early, bro. Can't watch a football game that early, brother.
Bro, it's not even just that Eagles were playing, bro. Like, I wanted to, but it's like, bro, like,
why are y'all are making me look bad? That's what happened. Well, like, I started dating.
Did you want to marry me or not? Did you want to be my wife or not? I sit here and I talk to y'all about how we can't stream Eagles games, and you want me. Here we are. What's this? 6 months into the relationship?
Introduce me to your parents.
Like the real me. My starting quarterback got hurt last week. I'm not watching this game with nobody.
Crino and I started dating in 2019? Yeah, 2019, and no, maybe. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's 2025. Yeah, 2019.
2 years behind us. That's all.
Yeah, something like that. But anyways, it was like it was the year that we went down to the Falcons to start the season off. And it's the game where Aguilar dropped a pass for a touchdown, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. But this is the first like football game we've watched together, and like we've been together. We started dating in July, so we've been together 3 months at this point. and she watched me just slowly crash out.
Oh
I had
my
my hat
God.
on and everything, and I'm
Brother.
watching. There's still Snapchats of me just going like this,
Brother.
and I'm talking so much shit. I'm like, "Oh, the Eagles, we're gonna beat the Falcons. We're gonna do this,
Brother.
this, and that." Oh my God, I was broken. It was so bad. She was
My
like,
wife
"No, it's just
tells
a
me
game,"
all the
and that's when I
time.
almost snapped. I was like, "It is not just a game. It is not."
My wife tells me all the time, like I told y'all, luckily we had been together 6 months before that. So I had time to show her who I am as a human being. But thank God we did not get together during football season,
Thank
brother,
God.
because she said herself, like, if I'd have known that this is the person that you became, I don't know that this is weird. Like, this is not something that you drop somebody into. Like, you got to slow
It's
walk them
full
into this.
alter ego
Being
shit, bro. You become a
Being an
different
Eagles fan
person,
is different, bro. Being
100%.
like
No,
the
you
ups,
live
the
and breathe this shit, and
downs,
people don't
extra points
understand,
for
bro.
her first year. Like, well, she sat here and said that to me, and we won a Super Bowl her first year. We lost 3 games her first year, bro. She has not ever been through I don't want to say ever, because she had to see.
She has been through the ringer since
She
then.
has been through the
And she was
mud.
a Carson Truther till the
I'm about
end.
to say she was a Carson Truther to the end.
She
She
dealt
has
with the
definitely
pain.
been through the mud. But at that point, she had not been through the mud. So I'm sitting here like, dog, like,
The side
you
eye.
don't understand. You don't understand. Like, please, I love you. I love you with all my heart, but you don't understand. This is just not one of the times, please.
Anyways, getting back to what the main point was. Commanders fans, listen, I get it. Y'all had a good season. We'll see how it looks, when Josh Harris loses interest in you and throws you away like
They got a
Pierre threw
starting
away
quarterback, though. That's
Sidney
all they
Brown.
need, right?
You can say that,
They
yeah.
had Terry McLaurin already, but they didn't have nobody to throw him the ball. But they got somebody to throw him the ball.
And now they got a
They
fat
need
guy to
pay
run with Terry
the
too.
ball. I mean, they need to pay Perry some money. But
yeah, he didn't practice, did he?
He's not coming to practice until they pay him, and I
Yeah,
don't blame him.
He shouldn't. He should not. They should.
I mean,
Well,
it's a real argument. If this would be real good content if we were Commanders fans, but we aren't. But the Eagles,
but even if it was the Eagles, bro, and like a guy has
you would feel the same way. No funny. We're gonna have to have the same conversation in a couple years because after all AJ Brown has done for us, and after everything AJ Brown means to this team, AJ Brown's gonna have to turn 30 one day, and their whole thing is, well, look, Terry, we love you and thank you everything that you've done, but you're 27, 28 years old talking about somebody want a new contract that's going to go past when you turn 30. Extra points for you want 25. Well, him saying he wants 25 million a year, that should be enough because I think that's about what Smitty makes. So stop holding out. Y'all being really wild at that point. They're not asking for 30, but like he's asking for an amount where it's like, you want me to pay a receiver that by the time he turned 30,
I think the question,
come on, bro.
It's valid, Quell, but I think the point is like the Eagles just do a better job of taking care of this before.
They should have been getting this done.
That's my point. It's getting to this point. The guy has been the face of your franchise through, like you just said, you haven't had anybody to throw the ball to Terry McLaurin, and he's still produced every damn year for you guys. He's filled seats for you. Pay the man. Just make him feel wanted.
Yeah, but you sitting here and you talking about, I mean, you know how, like I said, y'all know how I feel about this. I love team building and all that cool stuff. And we had this conversation about Jalen, but you sitting here talking about a quarterback on a rookie deal and making the most out of this rookie deal because soon he's going to get his money and taking care of what's around him is hard and all that. But
Terry is part of it, bro.
A 27-year-old receiver that wants to get paid long term. I mean, it's not like we're talking about a 3-year deal or something like that, bro. We could sign a 3-year deal.
We're talking about
a guy that wants 5 to 7,
something around 3 to 4 years, where you can add on void years at the end, like the Eagles do. I don't know why you can't.
Everybody don't know how to play that game like how we do.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't have it. Like just make the guy feel comfortable, make him feel wanted. That's the main thing. Like the guy has just been there, and I don't think that there's enough good receivers out there who you can just grab up off the street who are going to produce at Terry McLaurin's level. And if you're expecting Deebo Samuel to be your number one receiver, you're going to have a bad time, buddy. So, I mean, like, obviously, like, I get it. It's tough, and he's going to be an older receiver, and I'm pretty ageist on this podcast. I'm not going to lie about that. But the guy's been the face of your franchise, and he's still producing. Give him a deal that'll take him to at least he's 30, and then give him a couple, like, something where he'll feel like he's taken care of.
Somewhere at 31, something.
Yeah. something, bro. Like, because it's not like at 30, all of a sudden he's gonna suck. Like, he'll probably still have like.
He might.
Like,
Like some of these drop balls happen so. And Terry's
that's
been
true.
good for so long. Terry's been good since he's been
You,
in college. Like
oh yeah,
at some
I'm
point,
sure
it
you
has to
think
stop.
so. I'm sure you think he's been good
Oh,
since
get the
college.
hell out of here!
I
My
wonder
man
where he
was good enough to go from non-scholarship to scholarship
Terry's been a
player.
dog. Terry's been a dog, but that's also part of the reason where I just feel like he'll just keep producing. Like Terry's a dog in the same, not as pitbull like as Steve Smith, but in that same kind of vein of just like he just like it doesn't matter the hits he takes, doesn't matter what he does, he just keeps popping up and he keeps producing. Like
That's a great comp name.
I appreciate that about him. But anyways, my main point, we've gotten sidetracked from this multiple times. Going back to our original conversation, we can wrap this up. Commanders fans were talking smack, and one was like, "Oh, don't Eagles fans know that rookies win the Super Bowl every year?" Which, okay, technically true, but the point that I wanted to make,
You can't laugh. That was a funny post.
oh,
That was funny.
it was totally funny.
Is he right? But
And
they
I
don't
looked
do
at
what they did.
I looked at it for a second, and I was like, "Shit!" Like, I guess he's right. We are kind of hyping it, but then I thought about it again, and I'm like, "Well, the reason we did is just because." We had rookies starting. Like the reason we made the Super Bowl is because our rookies played so well. If we didn't have cornerback and like nickel and cornerback 1 or 2, whatever you want to call it, whatever Quinion was playing, if we didn't have those solidified, we're not making the Super Bowl. You know? I don't know. Do you guys disagree?
No. Have you watched Eagles football for the last half decade?
Okay, good. You guys were silent, so I was like, shit, did I just make a bad point? Like, am I cooked, chat? Like, no, like I think it's like if the Eagles want to continue this dynasty, like you said, Quell, you have to the rookies have to continue to produce, and they've drafted well in the past,
He
and
ain't
they've
got to be rookies though. That's the hilarious.
yeah,
part about
it's not rookies, the younger guys.
We sitting here talking about we don't know when the hell Jahad Campbell gonna get back on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, what's your guy named Pierre Smile Munden? He played really good. He just tiny as hell, and he get hurt too. Trot has to play well. Trot has to play well. Like there's no
there's a lot on Trot's shoulders. Yeah.
Right now, he has to play well this year.
Hey, but let me ask y'all this before we get out of here. And this popped in my head when we was talking about Sean Taylor and the Redskins and everything like that.
He murdered.
This is that too, but that plays into what I'm about to ask. But this is such a Philly Blitz question that I'm about to ask. But where does Sean Taylor rank all time amongst NFL crash outs?
First.
Well,
it depends on what is on your
getting everything together, bro. Like
as a real football, to be honest with you, as a real football player, like everything that came into being a football player, like Payne as a person, Payne as a player, all that, Sean was number one. Now, you do have a couple players that once their career said and done, they end up in other stuff where it's like,
I was about to say, crash out is difficult.
Something was always wrong with that guy.
Player-wise, like B-Doc is a crash out player, but he's a man of God.
Brian Dawkins probably would have been the number one safety on this list if Sean Taylor didn't exist.
That's what I'm saying. Like that to me, that's 1A, 1B.
Sean Taylor was really a crash out.
Sean Taylor didn't care. And that's how you can say it about B-Doc too, where it's just like you're throwing your entire body weight at somebody and it's like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, like, exactly. That's a great way to put it. Like, I mean, I could get hurt, but but I'm trying to put him somewhere else.
I might knock the ball out, so let me just do it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's what made it like that was the big difference. And that's, to be honest with you, it's gonna sound crazy. I'm gonna sound like a guy from DC saying this. Like, I really wish I could have seen second half of career Sean Taylor. I don't know how many of y'all out here are wrestling fans, but I think it could have been like Shawn Michaels, dog. Like crash out, wild live life as a wild play in his first half, second half of his career, God-fearing man, just
dude, I'm totally with you.
Super holy. He's still gonna take you out.
Like, he was in the league, what, 4 years, 3 years, something like that. And in that time, like he had already started, like,
bro, he got kicked out of the rookie Semporium because he wasn't trying to sit through this.
He was on bullshit, but then you saw him slowly figuring it out as time went on, and that's why it's so tragic that
after he had his daughter, bro, it was like so. And especially as a guy who is a new parent now, it's like, dog, it's so much that's such a layered conversation because there's such a weird time where the child deserves so much more. They need so much more out of you. And then besides the child needing so much more out of you, you starting to figure yourself out as a person so much. It's like, dog, if we could have seen the second half of what Sean Taylor could have been, he would have been a very special person.
Dude, just the ability to be so iconic after only a couple years is crazy. Like you still like if I see somebody with all their fingers taped up, that's Sean Taylor style, man.
But
like,
I'm about to say that like he was legitimately like he played, like not even just played. He played and he went out there like in terms of aesthetics, the gear,
APR,
equipment.
the
Like
APR was
he was really
with the dark visor.
Not everybody could make
the
old school look work, dog. That was the only new school thing about Sean Taylor, the visor.
Yeah, he didn't wear no gloves. Yeah, no gloves.
No gloves, finger tape the wrist. All he needed was some tape and some action, and that's all he needed.
Oh,
dog.
and a shot of Henny.
No, that was them other Miami guys. I don't think Sean needed that. Sean needed the love of the game. He went through so much else in his life where he was ready to crash out. He ain't need none of that. Dog.
I thought he was part of the thing. Oh no, it was Clinton Portis, Sean Taylor, and Santana Moss.
Santana Moss. Those
they
Miami
would take a shot of Henny before every game. When I saw that, bro, I was like, how? Like my stomach would just be turning immediately, bro. A shot in your stomach before a game, like maybe
that's what I hear.
Yeah, I that's why I stick to beers, bro. I'm kind of a baby. I'm kind of a baby, man. And that's why I was so sweaty on the dance floor. You see what happens when I drink liquor, Quell? Like that's what happens, man. That's why I stick to the beer. But all-time crash out, Pierre, please don't ever disrespect me again. There's only one.
Aaron
Hernandez, bro.
That was an easy answer. That was an easy answer, huh? I was looking at a video earlier. He was like, he's the only guy that'll juke you on the field and off the field. And he'd run you over on the field and off the field. And he'd hit you on the field. I'm like, damn.
He'll kill you on the field. He'll kill you off the field. He don't care, man. Oh man. Well, I think it's officially a Philly Blitz pod. We had Quell play devil's advocate. I brought up Aaron Hernandez and said go Gators. Shit, I think that's a good 105th pod, man. I think it's good to be back. We'll be back.
The only thing we was missing, this podcast missing one thing. We're gonna get it before we get out.
Or a check.
Watch this. Hey Pierre. How many quarterbacks in the league would you say is a higher or check than Jalen Hurts?
Zero. None.
No. They were talking about
Lamar Jackson.
Well, you forgot to mention in your tweet. Yeah, you said Lamar and like whatever Josh Allen. You didn't mention the aura factor. Patrick Mahomes lost all the aura. He said, "Oh, I can't do the mohawk anymore because I lost. I'm gonna go for a little fade, like a half fade. It doesn't look good, buddy."
They said my man went from sounding like,
you don't got the perfectly trimmed goatee, like got the inside here cut out and everything. Like, no, buddy, you don't have it. You don't got it. Also, unrelated, but like whoever the paparazzi are weird, man. Like Jalen Hurts obviously clearly was trying to have like a private wedding.
Pissed.
They had a drone at his wedding, bro. That is weird, dog. Leave me alone, bro. Like just
that's his fault. Rookie mistake. Should have had a tent.
They had him when you stepped outside, bro. For a second, I thought that's when they got that other picture of him looking all pissed off. But like, just weird, bro.
I mean, it's the same. You're an NFL quarterback, bro. It's kind of like the LeBron James trait. Well, LeBron James learned at an early age. Before you say anything post game, you hit the.
Yeah, he does always do this.
Always, every time. Like you out somewhere in public, bro. You need a roof. It ain't got to be indoors, but something to cover your head.
That's valid, bro. That is valid. But it's shitty that they had to worry about that, bro. Like you're getting married, you should be able to just get married on your own, man. But congratulations to
the Super Bowl, dog.
To Jalen. 2 rings, 1 year. Listen,
2 rings in 1 year. It's crazy.
Take it.
Think he can three-peat?
I would really appreciate that personally. I don't know about you guys, but like it would be nice for me.
It'd be amazing to see, brother.
Where's the Super Bowl next year? Do we know?
San Francisco? Is it San Francisco?
I think it is San Francisco.
Oh, it'd be nice to win a Super Bowl there for them damn bozos.
Yeah, it is. Listen, if we get there, I might go. My grandparents live in California. Like I
Yeah,
have free
folks,
housing.
man, your uncle was just trying to talk me to coming to California for
And my uncle,
anything.
my uncle lives with
My
my
man
grandparents.
said, "Yeah, dog. If you want a burger, come to California." I said, "I work at Five Guys, man. What are you doing? Like, I
Well,
don't need
all right.
this here."
Before we get out of here, I am curious about this, and I didn't get to send it to you. Why is the Five Guys bun always so?
Oh, I was telling this to one of my well, they're not a coworker, they're an employee because
Yeah, he's the boss. Yeah,
I'm not a little pup.
head honcho. Yes,
My
sir.
dog said it's levels.
I'm not a little pup, you know. But I was telling them one of them earlier where it's like, see, this is why y'all need to follow protocol, dog. See, they teach you it's like a specific way you got to palm a bun. I'll tell y'all the joke afterwards because it's crazy. But
On the bun.
it's exactly. But it's a specific way you got to palm the bun. And I mean, here, we got to make all our food fresh, blah, blah, blah. So that means we got to toast
Oh,
your
Pierre
bun
Blase
fresh.
Blah drop. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah, shout out to my dog.
Blase Blah, you drop one for you, Pierre.
You got to toast your bun fresh. But the top of the grill is y'all like hotter than the bottom of the grill.
Right.
But they want you to toast your buns in the like not the bottom, but per se the middle. Because if
Where
you
it's
get
like
a veggie or a grilled cheese, they go up there, and your buns in the middle. But there is this little quote unquote a cheat code. I don't remember exactly what the name of it. It was basically a slide where you got to palm it a specific way though. You really have to palm the bun a specific way.
when you're
And you
picking it up.
slide it. No, you don't pick it up. You slide it and move it right. Slide it and move it left up a little bit. So that's how you, if it's not toasting fast enough, you get it. Because the higher up you go, the higher up on the
Toast it
grill.
fast.
Yeah. So especially if ain't nothing going on up there, you toast it up there, boom. And then once you get a good toast, you take it off. But a lot of people, they're not patient enough to wait for a good toast. So they start pressing down on the buns and all that stuff. And that already make your bun look smaller. But then if you don't
They're
do
not being
that,
they're pressing it down. So the buns come out perfectly round.
the buns are supposed to already perfect. You don't do nothing to your bun. Five Guys buns are probably the best buns in the
Mm.
world. No cap. There probably ain't a restaurant that got better buns than Five Guys. But
No
us as
did. Yeah.
employees, yeah, you got to treat them right, man. And it's just,
That makes so much sense. Okay, I
and
just
then
thought
I ain't
you guys
even getting to the whole point of once you prep the burger, you put all your toppings on, and it's time to put the top bun on the bottom bun with the burger in between it.
Oh, you build them upside down?
Yeah, you build
Mhm.
them upside down. And once you put the top bun on the bottom bun, you gotta you gotta palm it a specific way. Some people they just grab the top bun, put it on, and now you got
Mhm.
fingerprints all in your bun. That's
No,
why it look
no
like
art.
everything coming out your
No art.
pocket because it's like it's an art to it. It's really an art to it, bro.
Yeah.
No funny. And
Love it.
when you first get hired,
Right.
you think it's like, man, they just talking BS, whatever. But the more you see it, it's like, oh, okay, they not playing. This is why it worked. Like in a perfect way, if you'll know when you got a perfect Five Guys burger.
All
But
right.
it's just about you probably gotta go. You might get one up there. I don't think you'll get one down here.
See, look at that.
We too rough down here, which is crazy because this is probably the best market to get a burger from. Because Five Guys
Wait,
started in Virginia.
you
Ah.
guys don't have
So
a Five Guys? There's no Five Guys in Philly?
it is. Where do you think I went to the bathroom at, man?
Oh yeah.
Listen, where else you get this information? I know y'all saw the memes about the Five Guys burger, so y'all are welcome for
Hey, I told you at the Philly Bliss, you get anything, everything.
anything.
It don't
Man.
matter what you're looking for. You
We
get
talked about Love
information
Island
on
today, bro,
everything.
and none of us have watched Love Island, so that's about where we're at. Anyways, I think it's a good
Who
place.
the hell?
Who the hell was funny? That was unreal, dude. That was dad joke on a million. I'll give you that one. That was great. But anyways, really appreciate all of y'all. 129 of you guys who've tapped in and watched this pod with us. We'll be back with regularly scheduled pods on Thursdays. Now from now on again. Took a little break for the summer, but we're all back and excited to get back to you. So make sure you listen, rate, review, subscribe, like the video wherever you're at, retweet us if you're on Twitter, and yeah, just follow us on all our social medias as well. Anything else from you guys?
We're gonna release this as a pod. So as
Yeah.
always, on whichever podcast streaming platform you're listening on, be sure to leave us a like and a review, rate us 5 stars, and tap in with the pod. Like Part said, we'll be back next
5 stars. If there was a 6, it should be a 6. A 6
100%.
S and 26.
You guys
26
like that?
hours.
Look at that! Look at that little
A little John
wrestling for you
Cena
guys. A little wrestling for you guys. I know that one. I know that one.
snuck it in. What? 26 hours, baby. 26 hours. If you here, make sure you tell your boy happy birthday. Go Birds, dog.
Go Birds, man!
Go Birds.
And happy early birthday, brother.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Happy early birthday, my guy.
My dog.